what is an advice or some advices that you would offer to young girls considering a career in medicine?
A lot of us have watched Dr. House or Grey's Anatomy, and we've seen the hours they spend in the hospital.
Yes.
I mean, in the surgical field. And we know that a lot of women and also men don't choose anymore in Romania general surgery because they spend a lot of time away from the family and it's very stressful. And as you know, during the first years of residency, they have like a lot of on-call and they are not paid for them.
Hi there, I'm Mihaela and I'll be the host of this podcast series. Welcome to Activist Collector's One in STEAM edition, powered by Sense Project, a Horizon Europe initiative where Jake is partnering with actors throughout Europe to make science and technology more engaging by combining them with art, helping students learn throughout hands-on experiences and creative activities while encouraging more young people, especially girls, to get involved in this field. Let's dive into today's episode. Hi there, and welcome for a new episode of Activist Collector's Woman in STEAM edition. We are here today with a wonderful guest. I am Mihaela, and today we'll dive into the world of medicine and why should girls go towards this kind of studies. And I'd like to welcome my guest.
Mihaela Georgescu, hi.
Hi, thank you so much for accepting our invitation.
Thank you for inviting me.
We are looking forward. Everybody's really curious to find out how you chose this domain, how all your story, and why would girls go towards medicine when we know it's a bit difficult when we talk about medicine and studying, but we'll dive into this. So I'd like first to start with asking you, how did you start? How did you even think of going towards medicine in the first?
Well, that was very simple for me because my mom is a nurse.
Okay.
She used to work in a hospital. She used to work in trauma, orthopedic field. So I am used to the hospital with the smell of the hospital because I was in kindergarten. So in kindergarten, we had like this teacher that asked us, what do you want to be when you grow up? She had like a box and she wrote there. And I wrote, I want to be a doctor. Well, so it was simple for me.
Great. It was simple, and there you go. We see after so many years, you became what you said you were going to be when you're young. Because, usually when we say this when we are children, not all the time we arrive. So it's fantastic. And so if your mom was a doctor, this means she was your main role model, or you had another role model in.
My mom, so she was a nurse. She was my main role model because, she grew up in the countryside. So she wasn't very pushed toward, faculty. It was very difficult to go to faculty when you were in the countryside because it was very hard financially. So she didn't have a lot of money to live in a big city. So she went to the nursing school, and it was very hard there as well during the communist period. And she was my role model because she learned a lot. I also learned a lot. I was also in the biologic Olympics in my hometown because I'm not from Bucharest. I'm from Râmnicu Vâlcea, from Oltenia, the part of the country. And so I like to learn a lot. I didn't like to party a lot because when I was young, smoking was allowed in the clubs, disco back then. And it made me sick. So I don't like smoking. So I didn't like loud noises, and I loved to learn.
So from the beginning, it's a doctor that lives by the values, no smoking, studying, and from the beginning in the National Biology. Let's dive a bit in your like, okay, you wanted to become a doctor, but how did you start preparing? Did you think of it when you were in middle school or you started in high school? How did you made all the steps toward the preparation and entering in the university? And of course, the congratulations one more time for the Olympics, as I know this is not really, it's very hard to arrive in Olympics in top. So please share with us.
So, when I was in middle school, like in the fifth or sixth grade, I had to study a lot because I wanted to go to high school, but to a particular branch. So I went to mathematics, physics, and billing for English, and I had to take a test. You know that in Romania we have the first language that usually is English, but in my times I had, I don't know if I can say misfortune, but it was French, my first foreign language. And well, my mother, she sustained me financially to go to private courses to learn English. Well, back then, the cartoons were in English. So it was easier to watch cartoons because they were in English, movies, and so on. And so I chose a branch that was for medicine, mathematics, physics, and of course, English. Like I said, I went to the Olympics. I was in the ninth grade, 10th grade, and 11th grade, fourth to the Olympics. It was very hard there because we didn't have only one book.
Yeah.
It was like 6 or 7 books, and I didn't have all the books, so I learned from like 4 or 5 books, but it was very hard. And I've known that I want to go to medicines, like I said, since kindergarten, but I didn't go to, the UMF Carol Davila, that is for the all the students. I went to the military branch, and that is like a special is something that you have to pass certain physical exams and also psychological exams before you go to the UMF Carol Davila exam admission into the faculty. So my father told me if you don't enter, because we were like 5 for one spot, and the others one, there were like 2 or 3 for one spot. He said you are going to stay home and study for 1 year. Yeah. So it was very stressful.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
And also studying for the other thing that
Yeah.
you had to.
Yes. So I had to train a lot because I used to study a lot, like I said, but I wasn't very accustomed to the physical thing. So I'm not really, into sports.
Well, it's okay as long as you don't smoke and we are on the healthy side anyway. So yeah, wow, this was such a journey. Like preparing also for physical exams, preparing also for English language, and wow, this. So you had it pretty hard, and you entered in medicine.
Yes. So I had entered first. So they have like special places for the Olympics. I didn't get to like first, second, or third places in my Olympics. I had like how do you say, like a mention, something like that. But it was not enough to assure me a place without an exam. But I passed the exam and I got in first. I had like 98 points
Out of 100.
out of 100. Both of my parents came with me that day and they were very happy.
I can imagine they have reasons to be happy. And I think this is what happens when you really follow your path and your dreams since you're a child and you know exactly what you want to do. There was any defining moment in your career or in your, I don't know, in your years of study that maybe made you change your mind, or I don't know, maybe you were a bit confused, or because let's be honest, in high school and then in university, there are some periods in which emotional, let's say, youth are, you have to deal with the parents, sometimes being stressful, sometimes some teachers are a bit stressful. Did you have any moment of that or?
I can say that during high school, I don't have a lot of um, uh, professors in biologics. I had like three professors, but still I went to the Olympics. You have to maintain your focus despite what the public um, education system offers you. Yeah, it's very hard. Um, Now it's harder because you have the internet and the social media. So I think that today is harder to maintain a focus because you can be easily distracted by social media and you can lose a lot of time on the social platforms. So in my time we have like TV, but we don't have like a lot of access to internet. So you didn't have anything good to do, so you learned or you party.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. But what about, you mentioned now social media and uh like everywhere, good parts and bad parts. But what about the AI? How do you think the AI plays what role do you think? Where you
Well, the AI is um, fast, fastly developing now.
Yes.
Yes, and the European Academy of Dermatology is also focusing on the AI because they think that it should be used as a tool to help us. Unfortunately, there are a lot of programs that use AI that are misleading, and they are trying to use it like for demoscopy to help us and not against us.
Mm.
You know, there are a couple of I don't know if you heard the news a couple of years ago that an AI made the correct diagnosis of a very rare disease.
Mm-hmm. I heard I'm really into AI, so that's why I'm looking from a professional. What is the point of view, especially in this field?
Yes, so the gadgets that you use now, you know that there is brand photo finder that uses like a mole map, and they have integrated AI in their technology, but of course they need a doctor to clear it. Yes, so that there is no mistake. I think that in the future, we are going to rely a lot on the AI, but I don't think that we are going to end up like in the Terminator movie.
Yes, yes, yes. I think from point of view, diagnostics might
Yeah,
help and also shorten a lot the time. 'Cause
yeah,
maybe if you have a phone and you have your moles checked, and maybe it's a picture, and maybe I'm thinking because I'm sure there are some things now that a doctor can see, and then they call you, and yes, so it's good that we have this technology, but just to use for, as a tool, not as our own brain, because these days ChatGPT it occupies also a lot of space, even if it's a great tool. And I think it's also good for studying and for students, not the main tool to think for us. And I know that I read that you've been in Erasmus.
yes. It was also another challenge for me because I went to France. So I had to pass a French exam and I focused a lot on English. So I had to learn or to remind myself. Okay. But it was hard because I chose Marseille over Paris. First, because is sunnier, it's colder. It's not that cold as in Paris. The hospital it was much closer to the dorms. Yes, you didn't spend a lot of time commuting, and so I passed an exam, first the English and then the test for medicine. And but I needed money because you had to pay for the dorm like since 6 months in advance. and it cost in 2010 a lot of money. It was like 750 euros, and I didn't get my scholarship um in October when I paid. I got it in December.
Yeah.
So I had to had the money. Again, my mother helped me because she cashed in her health insurance. So she had the health insurance and she collected the money to give me the money, like 1,000 euros. So I have money to pay for that thing.
Yes, yes, yes.
So it was very um, hard. Let's say that the French are nicer in the south of France,
Okay.
than in the northern part. Um, they were very warm, but I had like two scenarios that they were a little not so nice. I learned a lot. I chose Erasmus because of the practical things that you do there. I think in the UMF Carol Davila, there are a lot of students, and you don't get to do a lot of practical things. But there, I was like alone with the patient. I got to draw blood, a lot of blood, like spinal, to draw spinal fluid.
Okay, wow.
And
I
your
pretty sure.
and I chose my fifth year
Okay.
because I wanted to have like some medical ground access information before going there to know what I'm doing there.
Yes.
But there I learned a lot of practical things. So, what a first year resident does here in the first couple of months, I used to do there in my fifth year because I was alone with the patient. I had a couple of patients, I have to examine them, I have to look at their labs and tell the resident doctor if there's something wrong. I have to schedule other appointments and do like small practical things. I told you that I was alone with the doctor in an operation. It was a laparoscopic thing, and there were no other French students because they had an exam. And it was very challenging because I didn't know what was I doing because I didn't have surgery. I was a fifth year student, but they were very nice. Um, the doctors were very very nice. They told us that they are looking for Romanian doctors, and they are still looking because, as we know, the French don't how do you say put a lot of um, students in the faculty. We have like a small number of students per year, like 200 or 400 for the whole country.
Okay, wow. For the whole country.
Yes, and we have like 1,000 and something
Per year?
for the whole country. So it's like double or something like that in
Yeah.
Romania.
Yeah.
And the French government has decided now that they are not going to have a lot of residents in dermatology because foreigners like us are going to work there.
Okay. But I think it was really impactful, your experience in Erasmus. Do you think it shapes a bit what you learned there, and also the fact that you had the chance to go abroad to speak, another language, but to have contact with other people that are doing medicine? Do you feel that it's a great experience that young people that are interested in medicine or in whatever to just pursue it to go towards and with an Erasmus?
Yes, I recommend it to everyone. So everyone should go abroad. Um, of course, you have to be careful when you go abroad because there are a lot of people that can take advantage of you if you are a little bit naive or something like that. Um, but I encourage everyone to go to follow this path because you can learn a lot. It pushes you to be independent. to manage your money, to manage your time, to improve your social skills, how you learn to speak with a patient, because in Romania they don't teach you a lot how to speak with a patient, how to be empathic.
Yeah. Uh, Sadly, empathy it's growing more and more every day, and it's great that with experiences like yours, maybe you also give a hand because I know you're also a mentor.
Well, I finished my second PhD in medicine. I had my first PhD in biology, and I used to work with students during my PhD. Right now, I'm not working with students. I'm working with residents in my hospital in um, the military hospital in Bucharest. Uh, so that's my experience that I had. I used to teach students. I tried to show them not only pictures but real, skin lesions like bube, how we say in Romania.
Yes, yes, exactly, because this is what they need to see in real life.
Unfortunately, this branch, dermatology, is taught in the sixth year, and it depends on the time of the year because a lot take time off to study for the residency exam here, and some of them skip school to study, and we have to be considerate because it's a very stressful exam, this residency exam.
And I know it's very important because this is basically telling you what you're gonna do in future, depending of your result and all. And now considering the fact that you are into dermatovenerology, how did you, okay, since it's in the sixth year, because to be honest, I don't even know how it works. Like, before what you want to do exactly, or I'm sure some people go and discover maybe in practice what they like, what they don't like. How did you discover your trajectory toward dermatology?
Well, you are going to laugh because in my first year in faculty, I wanted to be a pathologist. So pathologist is that one that spends all day long looking at the microscope. I love pathology very much, but in my sixth year, we had dermatology, and in other countries, there are dermatopathologists and dermatology or dermatovenerology, like this said, because in Romania we have dermatovenerology. In UK you have only dermatology, and venerology is a second branch. So you can do a lot of things. You can do like surgery, cosmetic procedures. You have the clinical bube, skin lesions, and you can also do a bit of dermatopathology. So it is very uh, something. So this field can help you a lot not to lose focus or to become bored.
Mm-hmm. Okay, because all the time you are trying to understand why and how it led to this condition. And okay, really interesting. Good points. Nothing to love though, but and you said second PhD because I knew that you did PhD, but I didn't know you did two of them.
Yes, in my sixth year of medicine, nobody accepted me, but only one to have my thesis to finish the faculty. So I went to pharmacology, and then the doctor Anna Segerchanu, whom I thank because she accepted me to have my thesis. Because I went to two previous doctors, they didn't accept me because I didn't have time in my fifth year to go because I was in Erasmus, and I did a lot of research, practical with rats
Mm-hmm.
and mice. Well, so I spend my weekends there doing experiments on them for my thesis and also for her PhD thesis. You know, So we combine the results. And during that time, we talked a lot about other master's program. Yeah. And the University of Bucharest has many branches, and there is this faculty of biology,
Okay.
and they have several master's programs. And I chose one after my residency. I passed an exam or something like that, and I had a master. So after I finished my master, I have my master thesis, and I chose a professor there. And at the final in the final year, she told me, "Do you want to pursue the PhD? Because now I can take PhD students, and if you want to be, you can do pass an exam." And I passed it. I got a full scholarship. So I did also a PhD in biology. It was very stressful because I had my residency in dermatology, and also I did a lot of practical, uh, research, experiments like, ELISA and something like that with culture. I did this master on bacteria that were isolated from leg ulcers,
Okay.
because I am a dermatologist, and I also treat a lot of chronic wounds. And I chose this field because it matched my dermatology field. Yes. So I studied a lot and spent several weekends doing also this. Also, I finished my PhD in 2018 in biology.
Wow. Great. So I was curious, what is an advice or some advices that you would offer to young girls considering a career in medicine?
So it's very important when you choose your field in medicine, because there are some women that don't want children. It's okay. It's okay. I understand. I support that. And but there are some that want children, and it's very important to have a supportive partner, because I have two children, and I have a very supportive partner. I mean, without him, I don't know what will I do, because I have a lot of congresses, workshop in the weekend. So I spend a lot of time away from my children, and somebody has got to take care of them, because I don't have my mother here. Now I have only my mother. My father passed away like 2 years ago. And you have to choose what you want to do, and think also if you want children and more time for yourself, because in the beginning you cannot uh, have it all. Yeah. Something will have to give. I mean, you have to sacrifice something. Um, a lot of us have watched Dr. House or Grey's Anatomy, and we've seen the hours they spend in the hospital. Yes. I mean, in the surgical field. And we know that a lot of women and also men don't choose anymore in Romania general surgery, because they spend a lot of time away from the family, and it's very stressful. And as you know, during the first years of residency, they have like a lot of on-call, and they are not paid for them.
I have my uncle and my aunt. They're both general surgeons. And I can totally relate with what you're saying because this was exactly, but they also had a system in which I could make it work, but it was really challenging,
Yes.
especially when kids appeared. And yes, it's important to also think how we want our futures to look like because you take some decisions that might impact later. But what about the preparation for the field?
Well, like you said, now you have AI, but you have to filter the correct information. is not only the book, like in my old time. Okay, so you have like the internet, and you have like a lot of graphics now that help you to learn. I think you should prepare starting with 11. Right. Yes, because if you start with the 12, it's a little bit stressful because you have the national exam that you have to and I think you have to decide and to start with the 11 because you have the anatomy in the 11 that you are going to study. In Bucharest, I think you have two exams. You have the biology, also you have the chemistry or physics. Yeah, I chose the chemistry because it was easier for me. Fair. And also, I didn't have a lot of good teachers or mentors on the physics. I didn't understand the uh, but now there are a lot of um, programs that can make learning fun. Of course, there is a cost, but if you start early, and if you have like a discussion with your parents, because like I said, I had also, even if I went to the Olympics, I took private lessons for chemistry. And for biology, I had like 2 or 3 months a professor that taught me what I should read from that manual.
Yes, physical format is
Yes,
sorry, the admission. I know you need to prepare separately from what you do from school.
yes,
So
yeah,
also you need investment and time. And if you don't have the basics to start in the last year, I think it's pretty hard with studying for all the others. Being sad because high school is ending, but maybe I don't know, you are in a love story or something like this. All these things together are not in the favor. Okay, okay. So we need to start preparing in time. Maybe
yeah.
one medicine and to pick good. What about speaking the which part of medicine you'd like to do further? Also in the during the years of university.
So, as you know, in the first 2 years, you have the preclinical. So, you do like biochemistry, biophysics. You don't have contact with the patient, but you have the some more practice that you have contact with the patient. I think that you have to go in the hospital and during that time to volunteer. I think you have to spend a lot of your free time to see if you like it, if you can do it. Because I, for one, my mother told me you should go to the pharmacy because it's not very stressful. Um, of course, she respected my wish to become a doctor. I could not make like dentistry because I thought I could not do it. So you have to go to see if you like eye surgery,
Okay.
if you like looking at leg ulcer, because you have to see a chronic wound that is not very nice and it smells. Yes, okay. To see if you can go into general surgery because there you have to be um, awake very long hours and operate for very long hours.
Focused.
And yes, stay focused like 10, 12 hours. And you have to see if you like it. I mean, you have to invest your time. Of course, you have to take like little breaks, have fun, but you have to manage your time very well.
Yeah. And now that we discussed of, some little advice regarding this, was curious since we are talking about women in STEAM and our project is more focused on how we encourage women in STEAM and how do we use also technology and, this intersectionality between science and arts and all. This technology play an important role or a role while you, I don't know, pick the field that you are interested in or later now in practice while you work, the technology is playing a role? Because I know we discussed that AI it's still on growing, but what about other pieces of technology in general or information?
So now there is a new device that is actually on the market. It's a Vivascope. It's a brand. Okay. And I don't know if you heard about Mohs surgery. Mohs surgery is when you cut out a skin cancer.
Okay.
You freeze that piece of cancer. You cut it in very thin slices and you examine it under the microscope, but in the same day, okay, not to assess the margins. So with this brand, the Vivascope, you can put it under like say a big microscope, and you skip these things. So the technology is evolving, but the device is very expensive for Romania. Okay. There are some doctors that use it, not at its full capacity in the private, because unfortunately in Romania we don't have most surgery that is reimbursed by the National Health Department like other countries like USA. Yeah. Or Germany, I think, and also Switzerland. Yeah. In the Europe, like very focused on this. So like this, the technology is evolving. And if I have to say the dermatoscope. So this is a tool that helped me not only for skin cancer, but also for psoriasis, okay, for eczema. And we have a lot of webinars, right? So, like I said, learning is not only books, and we have a lot of the congresses also. They are registered, recorded, okay, and you can watch them after 3 months or something like that. So it's making learning more easy for me and to keep up to date. So there are all these devices that are appearing on the market, and they are making our job much easier. So the dermatoscope, and my mother also gave me money in my first year of residency to buy.
Okay, can you show us?
Yes. So I chose this one because it's portable.
Okay.
And I can keep it in my pocket because there are others that are bigger. But when I work in the hospital, it's very hard to carry in it. I don't work in a hospital on very um, big building. They have separate housing in the yard. So I use this when I go to emergency department or to visit some other patient.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's portable, and I have this leather case because, of course, it can be dropped.
Yes, yes, yes.
To protect it.
Nice, and thank you for sharing it with us. And I was curious about something. What are some of the common misconceptions that we hear about picking a job like medicine, or I don't know, when a woman is thinking to go towards medicine? Because, regarding many jobs, we have a lot of misconception, especially when it comes to women doing certain jobs. Do you know some of them, and I don't know if they are true or not?
In medicine, a woman is regarded as a nurse still in many countries. In dermatology, many other colleagues from other fields they envy us because we get a lot of products from the skincare, okay, brands. Uh, some of them consider us that we are not doctors because mm, we don't know a lot, but they envy us in secret.
I can imagine.
And for the women, it's very hard for them with the family life. So the main misconception is that they consider the woman to be a nurse.
Okay. Yes. And we see here that I don't know. I haven't heard many stories. I mean, I've heard stories of doctors, but I haven't heard stories of doctors that started really from the beginning. Towards this field, and because to be honest, as you shared your story, everything was aligned from the beginning, like what you were interested in, I don't know, the fact that you went into Olympics, then and thank you so much for sharing this amazing story with us. And as we are approaching towards end, I wanted to ask you, do you feel that you were needed an advice when you were really young? Like there was an advice that maybe you needed and you did not receive?
Well, I needed an advice if I should pursue medicine, and I had my father. And I think he's the one that convinced me that I should pursue medicine, because when my mother told me you should go to pharmacy because it's safer for you and you are not that stressed and you don't have to learn all your life, he said no, if she wants to go to medicine, she should go to medicine. So it's very important to have a good relation with your parents, with your mother or with your father. I mean, we girls, we have our father as our role model, and the mothers are with the boys. It's not like a general rule. There are also exceptions from this rule, but you have to have an adult in your life, a parent. It can be also your aunt or uncle, and you have to like seek guidance. You have to have a very good relation with your parents, because after all, they feed you, they take you to school, they try to find the best school for you, they take you to private lessons, they take you to movies or for the leisure thing, but you have to seek advice in them.
They make a calculations when we are sleeping, how they are going to pay the private, and as I also know how is it. So yes, I totally agree. And as a final message for our girls that are interested in pursuing a career in STEAM, maybe medicine or maybe others.
As a final message is to use this new technology to learn, because if you use it, it will make learn fun and you'll have time for the fun activities to relax. You cannot learn all the time because you are going to burn out and you are going to lose time and not understand everything. Yes.
Yes. Thank you so much. It was such a lovely experience, and all your advice and everything. I'm sure they'll be really helpful. Thank you again for accepting our invitation. And we will see you soon. No, before that, where can students or young people or everybody can follow you?
So they follow me on Instagram because I have a page. I also have on Facebook a page.
Okay, we'll tag it down and they will see it. And thank you once again for being next to us. And uh, thank you also for looking and listening to us. We are going to see together further for more episodes in Activist Collector Woman in STEAM edition, powered by STEAM Project, the Horizon Europe, where Jake, together with other organizations, we are trying to make science more interesting and appealing with technology and arts. I'm Teoa Kinola, and thank you so much. See you soon. Bye bye.
Bye.